Let's look at number 3 on the short answer for this Google document that we read just a little bit closer. Okay, so the question on number 3 says, what do Google and Xerox have in common? Support your answer with information from the text. Now the bullets that you see there would have been my brainstorming, okay? I would have gone back to the article and this is what I came up with. Both of their companies' names became a verb. They are both companies, big companies, and they were both innovative, meaning they created something new that everybody wanted. Okay, so notice number 1 that my paragraph, as I'm answering this question, it's not a fragment. It's not just they have a lot of things in common with no examples. You've got to make sure that you completely answer all the questions. So the question was, what do they have in common? The first thing you do when you answer a question like this is restate the question in your answer. Google and Xerox have a few things in common. Notice how I used this sentence and I took it directly from the question. All right, that's a good rule of thumb. First, they are both huge companies whose products became extremely popular. All right, so there we go. In addition, both their company names became verbs that people use as everyday language. We know that too. We read that in the article. Here's where I am supporting my answer with information from the text. For example, the article stated, and then I have my quote, the company name Xerox grew into a verb that means to copy, as in, Bob, can you Xerox this for me? Around 50 years later, the same thing happened to Google. Their company name grew into a verb that means to do an internet search. Okay, so I have the meat and potatoes of my paragraph here. I would just need to click and make one more sentence to kind of close it up. I could refer back to, as you can see, Google and Xerox have a few things in common if I wanted to, and kind of repeat what my first line was. But notice, I focused on punctuation, I focused on capitalization, and I made sure that my spelling was correct. Those things are very important as you move through your lessons for the informational text unit. All right, so now that we have read this story together and we've looked at several questions together, the next one I'm going to do part and you're going to do part. All right, so there is nothing to turn in for this lesson. You can watch these videos as much as you'd like to solidify your learning here, and we will move on to the next article.